step in the castle, ain't no clout needed. VQ got the T and the facts come receipted. Receipts on deck, so don't gas the lie. We break it down slow, don't blink, don't try. No pick-me moves, no internet threat. She checks the story first, then clears the rest. Just a castle where opinions breed, but you better come correct when you speak on V. She cool, but don't get it confused. She got patience, but don't misuse. You came for the vibes, now buckle up tight. The castle got range, truth, sass, and insight. Ooh, childlike, what you thought this was? A clickbait crew or a drama buzz? Nah, boo, we layered, grown and wear. Drop a crown in the chat if you really care. No kids over here in Castle Land, and every single queen got a voice to stand. You don't need permission to tell your truth, but just know we got files, no need for proof. She said it once, that was plenty to know. Platinum is still loving it over here, and yeah, I show. I be chilling in the chat, then I speak with a smile. We don't air no CCs without facts on file. See, feelings valid, that's Castle law. No silencing, no petty flaw. You can vent, you can cry, you can call it out. If you fake, we gon' call it without a doubt. We were going back and forth, but we settled the mess. Now we building like queens, clean and blessed. Ain't no clicks, just truth and grown. If you moving with lies, keep that shit at home. Go ahead, hit that notification bell. Like, comment, subscribe, it's free as well. This ain't no surface convo zone. We get deep, we drag, we stand alone. Membership, hold in the heat on hush. That castle content hit with a quiet rush. You either in or out, no halfway space, but the doors stay open and you're always safe.
Welcome to the castle, everybody come and chat. There's no fun in the bushes. Ooh, child alike, okay. Yep, I sure do.
Hey guys, welcome to the castle. If you are new here, welcome. And if you're not new, welcome back. Hey everybody, what's up, what's up? Let's see who all up in here with us. I know we are late. Hey Clarissa. Clarissa, I don't know if you got my reply regarding your prize. You said, what's up, YouTube? In my Marcus voice. Yes, I saw you over there earlier. Hey, Fifi. You said you're listening from the bushes? Okay, girl. Thank you for being here. And shout out to you on hitting 50 subscribers. Okay. Listen, can Ahmad please drop Fifi's link for me? Fifi is over there. Finally hit 50. She could go live. If you love cats, that's what Fifi's channel is about. Okay? Hey, Warrior. What's up, girl? You say, hey, Vibes. And cats are cousins. How you been, Warrior? Who else up in here with us? Hey, Ellie. And I know Miss Open, same thing. Hey, almost at 500. Shout out to y'all. Y'all showing out here. So that's all. That's all I see in the chat. Oh, hey, Golden. How can I miss Golden? How are you? But yeah. So listen, y'all. Be sure to hit the like button for us. I know that we are late. I know we got 24 people up in here. Okay. Let's try to see if we can get some more people to join us. But yes, I hope y'all can hear me and everything is good. So listen, I don't even remember. Thursday? Well, yeah, because today, well, it's Saturday now, but we're doing Friday. What happened Friday, right? As far as Thursday, I did not come live Thursday night. I was tired as heck, okay? But Thursday was the same old between KENeisha, Kang, whatever. The whole back and forth with them, okay? I don't think I have no notes from Thursday. I doubt it. But we're going to go ahead and jump straight into Friday. All right? So Friday, Thank you, Miss Open. And I know everybody here already know Miss Open, right? But okay, so yeah, Friday. This was actually Friday evening. KENeisha went live. And from the title, you could just know it's Kang. Okay, we were talking about. So I know KENeisha was saying he's in fear of his life. Okay, he was. But you know what? I'm not a fact. Should I even talk about the smoke show? Let me tell you what happened. I'm gonna tell you about KENeisha. I'm gonna tell you about the smoke show. I'm gonna tell you about what else happened. I know Batty went live. I still did not watch her full live it because we was on Marcus live when she went live. So I like I had it on like almost 2 times speed to listen to it before, but I didn't finish it. So it's a lot going on out here. You said you already subbed? Okay. So let me see. First person in the chat to tell me who you want to talk about first, and I will let you choose who you wanted to talk about. You wanted to talk about the smoke show because there's not really a lot to say about the smoke show. It was just pretty much people going up there telling Marcus how they feel about him and his channel. So do you want to talk about that, or do you want to talk about KENeisha first, the beef that's going on? Let me know. The first person to tell me in the chat, we'll go with them. I love when y'all are involved. So I'll let y'all choose, okay? You see who's gonna say something. Hey Mel. You said please share the live. Okay, well Fifi directing the show tonight. Hey, shout out to Fifi. Fifi says she wanna hear about KENeisha and Kang. Okay. All right, Fifi, thank you. So, all right. Um KENeisha opened up the show saying, I'm in fear of my life. It was him and Sonny up there. Um, then he said, Kang need to go ahead and be evaluated. He need to go see somebody because at the end of the day, um, he's hearing demons. So I don't know if Mimi told KENeisha them this, that Kang was telling her on the phone or something that he be hearing demons. That's my first time hearing that. The demons be telling him to do ish. I'm like, oh, interesting. So then let me see. So then KENeisha asked Kang, like, when was the first time that you actually go in? When you gonna go in? Like, we still waiting on you to go in, right? Then he said, I love animals. I just subscribe. Okay, thank you, Warrior. Thank you. I don't know where everybody at, but it is what it is. We're here. They can catch a replay, but let's see. So I know KENeisha asked Mimi, can she put the psycho? That's what he said. Can you put the psycho hotline in the chat? So she did put it in the chat. Then he said that golden signatures that be in the chat, that's in the chat right now, Golden be eating Kang up, right? And I think he just be thoroughly entertained when Golden be eating him up, right? Okay, so he said he has a Kang and Sunny. Okay, so then KENeisha started saying to Kang, like, you was hanging with me and Sunny, but you really didn't pick up any of our drags or anything. We never trusted you and all of that, okay? You said, I heard that. Wait, what you said? You said, I heard that and I had to agree with Ken. He never goes in. Hey, Platt, how you doing? Yeah, so I did see that you went live, but you know how it is when I got my live schedule planned. I gotta show up. Okay. I didn't want to push it back. So my bad. I will definitely check out your replay. So let's see. Um he said, yeah, so he didn't pick up any drags, none of that. Then he said, you out here acting like you so loyal, but you know how I guess he was trying to say like Kang be acting like he care about people and whatever, and in reality he don't. He literally sit around and like give out information about people, to put people in danger and stuff, right? What else? So Sunny was in the chat, right? She said, "Y'all don't." So I think okay. So wait, let me correct myself. Earlier, I was telling y'all that Sunny was on the panel. I think at this time she was still in the chat because I have it written down that Sunny was still in the chat, and she said, "Y'all don't be losing brain cells arguing with this ninja like that." She just had questions, right? So then Mimi said that Golden be eating Kang up every time. That's what she said in the chat. I say, hey Drea, hey girl. So then Warlord, and I don't see any comment like pertaining to what I'm saying, so I just keep going till I see y'all say something. Okay? So Warlord was in the chat saying that if he let me see, if he put you in the title. Oh, so Warlord said like, okay, when Kane go live, if he sit up there and have somebody name in the title or whatever, like from the title, you know that, oh, he's going live to cuss out VQ, right? When he go live, it's like he talk about that person the less. So I have it written down that if he put your name in the title, right, he talks about you the least. And I'm going to take a break and I'm going to see what y'all say. So have the streets been dry? The streets have definitely been dry. You say you're watching from the clouds. We'll catch the replay. MGO, I really, really, really need to talk to you as soon as possible. Okay. I left you a comment on your channel. I sent you several DMs on IG. Every time the people that won sent me their email, I automatically just copied and pasted in your IG. And then I know one person did reach out like, hey, did we send their gift, whatever. I said no, because ever since we had the show, ever since we did the show, I have not talked to MGO. Like I've been reaching out ever since and I haven't been able to get a hold of you. So I know Clarissa was having issues to give me her email until Clarissa turned around and said she don't want her prize anymore to pass it to somebody. So it's just been a mess with them getting their prize. And I'm like, I gotta clear this up because you know that I don't play about my name and prizes and anything that's going to shed a negative light on my name, like, oh, we promised them a prize and we didn't give it to them, you know? So I definitely need that to be handled like ASAP, please, okay? You said Indigenous was in the chat after they disrespected him. Yeah, I have it written down. Like basically what I do when I be watching the live with y'all, I just write it down like, in order of events, what happened. So Indigenous part didn't come yet, but who was that? But thank you, Fifi. They don't work on weekends. Yeah, I think some people were just like, oh my God, girl, did you send it? Did you send it to the wrong email? They just had questions like, hey, I'm waiting on my prize. I didn't get it yet. You know what I'm saying? Which is normal. They're like, hell, I'm checking spam. I guess they're excited. They're just ready to start reading the book. That's all. Hey, Deidre. Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody coming up in here. Yeah, and if you have a tab, guys, please help me by sharing the live out. Let's get some people up in here. I don't know if everybody didn't get notifications or not, but yeah, I don't think I'm missing anything else in the chat, right? You say I sound like I have a cold or I just woke up? Really? No, I didn't just wake up. I'm not supposed to sound no kind of way but myself. Really? I'm glad you told me because the other night I was live at the beginning of the live. Nobody told me that I sounded muffled. And on the replay, I was like, oh my gosh, why nobody didn't tell me that I sound like underwater or something? Y'all were just sitting here listening to me and nobody said nothing. Thank you, Fifi. You said MGO caught the replay. I don't know how I'm supposed to fix it now. Hold on. But I know I should not be sounding like I have a cold. No, I'm not sick. Is it better? Let me know if I sound better. Or hell, I might have to drop down and refresh or something. You say you sound fine to me? Girl, I don't know. It's not a microphone, it's your voice. Girl, no, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But thank you. I hope it's not too much. Well, I guess I'll just try to hurry and get through the live then. I don't want to annoy nobody with my voice. You said, okay. And I did drop the link if anybody want to come up with me. Thank you, Summer. You said you sound fine, but I'm talking about like, oh my God, I can't explain it. I don't know what to say, guys. Thank you though. You said, hold on. I'm gonna just refresh and come back. Give me a second.
Welcome to the castle, everybody come inside, where each soul is important and stands with pride. No opinion's better than the next. We respect them all feelings are valid, let them echo off every wall. In the home of good vibes, we embrace and we heal, sharing truth and compassion with a soulful appeal. I'm your vibes queen, guiding light through the night, building trust in our kingdom as our hearts unite. I brew all the tea warm and sweet with intention, got receipts to back it up, every claim gets attention. They call me the receipt queen, evidence on my throne. When drama gets crazy, I make sure the truth is known. Y'all like, can you believe what we've heard? I keep it real and calm, delivering truth in each word. If rumors are swirling, I say, okay, let's see, and present all the facts so y'all can feel free. For my members only, I share that exclusive tea. Platinum, you love it over here, living life carefree. We keep it real and loyal, trust growing each day. Inside these castle walls, love flows in every way. Every castle resident's voice is heard loud and clear. We vibe together in harmony, year after year. Our story grows stronger with each conversation. So join the family now, be part of creation. Like, comment, subscribe to the castle, where everyone is welcome. All be hip-hop track. Welcome to the castle, everybody step inside. Vibes queen on the throne, come along for the ride. No opinion's better than the next, that's the deal. All feelings are valid, every vibe here is real. Castle residents, stand up, we keep it moving strong. In this kingdom of vibes, you know that you belong. Respect in the castle, that's how we do it each day. So settle in and vibe out, VQ's leading the way. I'm the receipt queen, I keep receipts on file, spilling all the tea in the castle with style. When the drama pops off, ooh, y'all like it's hot, I stay cool with the facts, giving proof on the spot. You get my story, okay, I'll prove it real quick, dropping all the receipts, now the truth really sticks. I'm serving up truth while they just chasing clout. In the castle we keep it real, no room for any doubt. For my members only, I spill extra tea on the side. Platinum, you love it over here, it's a VIP ride. Behind these castle doors, I serve truth extra strong. Exclusive vibes for my people, we vibing all night long. If you want the inside scoop, then you know what to do. Hit that join button fast and come through with the crew. Castle crew so loyal, shining bright like a crown. We built this family together, ain't no tearing it down. Like, comment, subscribe to the castle, where everyone is welcome.
We are back. Hey, Raquel. Well, yeah, if y'all saying it's not the mic, it's just my voice, I don't know, y'all. I don't know. But let's continue. So I know KENeisha was asking Kang like what the hell he mean, because on his live yesterday he said that he hit somebody with a belt, right? That's when I guess he was trying to explain the charge of how he had the DV with children. Oh, and a matter of fact, I'm so silly. It's been so much happening since I came live. I actually forgot to tell y'all. The minute I said something about DV, today is the 1 year anniversary of when I took the bold leap to freedom. Okay? Today is June 28th, the infamous June 28th. It's been 1 year since I decided I'm not dealing with that no more. I demand my respect. So yeah, can y'all believe it, guys? It's 1 year already. I'm beginning to think it's oh. You think so, Mel? Yeah, 1 year free. Hey, yep. So I'm like, today's gonna be a celebration. I'm gonna make sure I go get me something to drink and all of that. Okay. So yeah, I was talking about the DV, about the one with kids that charge, and KENeisha basically was saying like, "Damn, did I hear you say that you hit against the first wife, I'll just say ex-wife. He hit the ex-wife with the belts, and yeah, he did say that on his live. Thanks, y'all. Thank you. So he talking about Kang. Basically, some. This is allegedly for me. The narrative that's going around is Kang fell asleep in a car. The car was rolling in the road or some mess, and the police came, knocked on the window or something like that. Okay, I can't prove it. Okay. He said, broke out of the chains. Congrats. Thanks, guys. Thank you. Yeah, so I don't know what incident they're talking about. Him, a car rolling, the police, and all of that. Okay. I don't know if it was that incident with the shelter. I don't know, y'all. Okay. I'm just keeping it on what KENeisha said. All right. So then Mimi was in the chat saying that he said God told him that she was pregnant twice. And I'm like, he said it? Yeah. Mimi, I'm like, Mimi, girl, what? I was dying laughing. She said, yeah. He said God told him I was pregnant twice. I was like, oh, Lord. He said he was having phone sex, fell asleep in the car, rolled out in the road. Oh, my God. You said the police didn't bother to ask him for his driver's license? I don't know. I have no idea. hmm But anyway, uh, let me see. Then Mimi said for her birthday, instead of him spending $600, first it was $600, then it was $2K, worrying about some music, right? He might as well had just bought like gave her money for dinner and sent her flowers instead of doing all of that about a song. So I hope that makes sense. Apparently, she's saying that for her birthday, he made her a song, right? I know. I think I seen when he posted the song, but I never clicked on it to listen to it. So I don't know. Did it sound good? Did it not sound good? I don't know. But I did remember seeing some song posted, but I didn't listen to it. This was a while back. So yeah, so she's like, hell, you might as well have sent me, money to go to dinner, send me some flowers. I would have been more happy. But you was doing all that by the song. Then she said, I can't imagine phone sex with him. It probably wait a minute, what you said? I can't imagine phone sex with him. It probably like his raps. Girl, no comments. What you said? I don't believe he spent that much at the studio. No, I don't believe it. No more chains. Yep, no more chains. I don't know when the studio came into play. Cause back last year it was just sitting on a back porch, hollering and screaming at a phone with a Bluetooth speaker. Okay, so I don't know. The studio must be new. So I know KENeisha was saying talking about he's lying, talking about he bought a $250,000 house. Um, So he said, basically, if you have that type of money, why like he can't pay people back? Why? And that is a legit question, right? If you have money to buy no, it's not a half a million, $250,000 house. So 250,000, right? Why you can't pay people back that you owe? Thank you, Miss Open. Um, so Willie said in the chat priorities. I said, "Ooh, Willie, you know you messy. You know you gonna lose that wrench, right, Willie?" So Willie is a mod over there, right? If I remember correctly, Willie is Kang mod, and Willie was in the chat talking about priorities. Like basically the priorities all jacked up. And then what did he say? Since he likes to beat women. Oh, so KENeisha said, since he like to beat women with belts, won't he just go get a man? Because in reality, he must want a man. I'm like, oh Lord. He says money is tied up in the house. No, the question is, if you have that type of money, why did you need to borrow? I don't know. Drea, as far as his life, I'm telling you right now, I'm not reacting to that shit. Number one, I feel like I'm losing brain cells. Number two, I legit, I'm sending people your way. Your views jump from 100 to now damn near 300. Then on top of that, instead of you having 8 people, 6 people, now your views are like 50 in a chat. I'm like, no, I ain't doing all that. Okay, but nobody see the benefits of what I do. When I'm telling people about all this, the people want to see what's going on, right? Your views literally jump from live viewers jump from 8 people, 6 people to 50 people in the chat. I'm like, Now who else paid attention to that? I ain't gotta lie about a damn thing. And then now you still sitting back acting like I'm a problem. If anything, I'm promoting your channel. Every time I'm telling people what you said and all of that shit, they going to go see. Okay? So why even bother? Nobody don't see the good thing out of nothing. And at the end of the day, I'm not bashing you. I'm telling the people what was said. So I'm like, child, hey Ocean, whatever. So what else we at? Um So Willie was in the chat talking about Fiona said he beat her, right? Mimi said in the chat, I remember. So I'm looking like first of all, I'm only telling y'all what happened because I don't go by Fiona. Fiona is not my name. Okay, my name is Vibes Queen. But when they're talking about I said somebody beat me, I've never said that. I've never said anybody beat me. No. Who up in here ever heard me say somebody beat me? I was very clear in what I said happened. I never said nobody beat me. Did anybody have no belt doing all of that? A slipper, a shoe, a backpack, a pot? No, I never said that. You said Mel, and I'm gonna take a break and see what y'all saying. You said Mel, he goes to a studio allegedly, because I can't prove it. I'm still waiting on somebody to say in the chat that I said that because I want to know when did I say that. See, Willie, I don't lie on nobody. Okay, I tell the truth. No, what I said was this person was always jumping up in my face, yelling and screaming, derogatory slurs, of course. Then they would sit there, grab my arm and stuff like that. And when I look at my arm, I got red marks on my arm from where you grab my arm. Like I'm not dark skinned, so when you grab me, of course, wherever your hand grabbed me, it's gonna leave something red right there. Like you could tell that somebody grabbed my arm too tight. Or if I'm sitting in a chair, and the person come and like, oh, look at me, I'm talking to you, like trying to use their hand to pick your chin up so you could look up at them, or like sit there and put their palm of their hands on your thighs, and then when they move their hand, then their hands, the print is on your thighs. That's what I said. But as far as somebody sit there literally Like an ass whooping? I never said that. You said the studio is a front for the pill dealers? Yeah, I never said that. I don't allow nobody. And then picking people up in the air, trying to body slam me in my backyard. And I'm like, why would you want to do that? Like, I'm allergic to grass. So first of all, why would you want to pick me up and drop me in the grass? You already know I'm gonna break out, like in whelps. And then what else? The day when I said I was standing in my room and they jumped and just I fell back on the bed. So basically you jumped and was sitting on top of me. I never said the point is I never said nobody opened their hand and physically hit me though. That's the point. You said I had to say LOL, but let's move on. So it is abuse, Willie, but we gotta use the right verbiage, okay? So Mika said, I mean Mimi was in the chat saying yes, she remembered that or whatever. You said, nah, you never said that. So then Mimi was in the chat saying Mika is slow. Then I know Glossy was saying that someone said mushroom eat crayons. Now, which one of y'all said that? Which one of y'all said that? Because Glossy says she remembers, she don't remember which live chat where, but it was a while back. She was watching a live and somebody in that chat was like, mushroom body looked like she eat crayons. And I was like, Vibes, you never said he was abusive? No, I said the person have abusive tendencies, but as far as somebody just walking up, Ocean, I'm trying to be very clear with my words, okay? As far as somebody walking up, like I'm standing right here, and you just walking up and open your hand and slap the hell out of me? No, no, I can't say that, okay? That's what I mean. You said I don't remember you saying that either. So yes, it is abuse from the stuff that was happening, and then when you take your finger and poke somebody in their face and stuff like that, and then yeah, you get what I'm saying. It is abuse, but it's not a slap. Abuse and getting beat is two different things, right? Okay, so mhm. All right, so I know Glossy. So maybe it was a y'all, maybe it was another chat because they Glossy was tickled by that comment. Talk about she looked like she eat crayons. So then Mimi, let me see. Oh, so Mimi was telling Warlord in the chat, right? Like, you know why I say that Mika is slow? Because she comment on the all. Mushroom Body comment on the all Kang's post and telling him like, oh, I don't know why they keep messing with you. Oh, they just need to leave you alone, all of that stuff. And she was like, did y'all ever notice that she was of that type to like comment on everything and be like, oh, stop. Yeah, I did notice that. I did notice that. Did y'all? That's still abuse. Ocean, yeah, no, Ocean. I know, Ocean. You said that's still abuse. You shouldn't have poked your eyes. Yes, but what I am, I'm not a liar, so I can't just lie on somebody and say, "Oh, they beat me" when they did not. You get it? So that's why I was trying to choose my words carefully. Are they abusive? I would say yes. Okay. Do they just sit up there, open their palm of their hands and slap me? No. So that's all I was saying. I was trying to make sure we're on the same page. Not that it justifies the action or anything, or one is greater than the other, or you get it. You said poking in your eye is a form of physical abuse vibes. I don't know. Somebody hit the link and come up here. I don't know what I'm missing, why nobody not understanding what I'm saying or anything. I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm damn sure ain't saying that he's innocent. But uh-oh. All right. And I'm not even trying to be here long. You said I think they will be perfect couple. Yeah, uh-huh. Beating isn't the only form of physical abuse. Ocean, come up here with me. Ocean, I see you golden. Come up here with me, Ocean. And come maybe You know how typing when you're typing stuff, it don't come off right. Come up here with me. Come tell me what you're saying, and then you said we are saying okay. You said we are saying him poking your eye or tapping your head is abusive. I know. I know. She's saying she wasn't beat, but she was experiencing forms of abuse. You threaten your life. I know. I know. I hope you understand what I'm saying, but um. So yeah, I did notice that Mimi. She was basically saying, did y'all ever notice that I don't ever comment on his stuff like Mushroom do? I was like, oh yeah, I did. So now KENeisha moved from Kang. So he basically fed the streets today because I didn't see anybody else do anything. It was just KENeisha. Then the streets was so boring. So I'm talking about so dry. Then Marcus eventually went live. And then when Marcus went live, while I was modding over there, then I saw that Batty went live. So I didn't leave. So then I missed her live. So then he went live. Yeah, so that was pretty much it for Friday. Oh, and then Platt went live right before we came live. So yeah. So I still got to do Platt and Batty and see what I missed. So yeah, let me see. So he went to Chase now, right? He's saying that Chase is a pussy. She's scared of Dirty and all of that. Because remember the other day he was saying that Dirty putting stuff on her tab like she about to start some smoke. But I don't know. But anyway, so that's what he had to say. Then he said that Chase, the reason why he said that she's a ussy is because she harassed. He didn't say like she harassed Sunny, like she harassed my girl, but she's scared of Dirty. That's what he was saying. So his girl is Sunny. So I have it written down that she harassed Sunny, but when it comes to Dirty, she scared. So then Willie was in the chat saying that everyone, let me see, everyone scared the Rose Lady off. Rhoda is scared, she's scared of all of us, but then turn around and said that she's really, really scared of Dirty and Goldie, but she harassed VQ. That's what Willie was in the chat saying. You said I only went live to play the songs to these four people. Yeah, I saw your title. I got there late, but Risa had me rolling and me. Well, who was me? Wait, what am I missing? You said me was circumventing. Girl, who was me? I missed that because I know me was up there for a minute, but I didn't realize that me was up there on the panel, but she's not supposed to be up there on the panel. Like Miss Open, do tell. What am I missing? I know I was busy while I was modding and listening. I kept putting that phone down. Let me see. Let me see if you answer, then I'm gonna move on. Yeah, who was me? Why you say they were circumventing? So then she pissed me off. You said we at the smoke show. No, I know that. I know you're talking about the person that was on the panel. So when you say that she's circumventing, I guess I just figured she lost a channel or something and she not supposed to be on YouTube. I don't know, girl. Don't mind me. Let's move on, okay? I thought you meant like she's circumventing YouTube or something. But don't worry about it. Um, so where we at now? So KENeisha was over there talking about hit the link, and every time he said that, I fall out. I got to be honest, I just do. I be in tears because I remember Platinum be in the chat. Hit the link. Just like we got somebody hitting the link. I wonder who is this hitting the link.
It's
Hello.
me.
Why did you hit my link?
It's me. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, everyone, and chat. I wanted to just add to that. I know you're talking about something else, vibes, but a lot of people, like, I know maybe you felt like they were kind of exaggerating it some, or maybe they misheard something that you stated, but actually, that was a form of physical abuse. And the reality of it is that a lot of times it could start off like that. A lot of men, like, they'll do stuff, the abusive type of men who don't want to be exposed, where they'll start off by doing things like that, and then it'll be like, oh, but I didn't hit her, just because they didn't physically with their hands like punch you or anything like that. It's like a, an abusive man who manhandles a woman, which means that he's using all his strength to push her around, hold her down. So he's really not balling up his fist. He's really not slapping her. He's not punching her. But I mean, with all his strength and the control that he has physically, it is a form of physical abuse. Um, I know from my own experience, although it was a district attorney reject, and I scratched my man, and it wasn't even intentional. We were going back and forth, but I had some during that time I had grabbed his top and I scratched him. Long story short, he didn't call the police. Somebody else did, but not because of the scratch, but because of the going back and forth. To make a long story short, the cops came, and the cop, one of them was kind of showing off because apparently he had a rookie. The rookie couldn't even read my rights. He had to read them off the paper. I'm like, shoot, I thought everybody knew how to read the rights without reading it off of a paper. Anyway, to make a long story short, I was arrested, not charged. See, we gotta teach people these legal terms. I was arrested for domestic violence. Uh, I had a DV charge, but anyway, after when we went to court, the district attorney threw it out. But it was just over a scratch. So yeah, like those things. Somebody poking you, it was definitely leading to more abuse. I mean, here this man, he made it like it was not. I know he's abusive. He made it like it was not even a big deal to explain it. Yeah, and the other one was when I had a belt. So you mean to tell me that? I mean, the way he said it, it was like it wasn't even a big deal. Yeah, that he hit the woman with a belt and in front of the kids. So what the f are you hitting a grown ass woman? Why are you spanking her? He's abusive. He's sick.
Yeah, and
That dude needs some help.
I'm making sure that I was very clear, because then you'll hear tomorrow, oh, see y'all, she lied or whatever. No, it's not lying. My story been the same. It's been consistent the whole time. I
Right,
never
I
said
understand. I understand you wanted to make
no,
that clear.
and I'm definitely not trying to minimize whatever I just said. Like, oh, it wasn't that bad because it was just this X, Y, Z. But I was just making sure I cannot say somebody open the palm of their hand and slap me. I would be lying.
Right. I know you wanted to make that clear because within this sector, they'll take something and run with it. And there's going to be somebody who will run with it. Yeah, he was. I heard, yeah, he was even beating vibes. But what he did was definitely a form of domestic violence and abuse. And it was going to had you continued after June. What is this? June the 20 what? 8th? June the
Today,
Today is June the 27th.
no,
Had you
today is the day.
Okay, June the 20th. If you had you continued to deal with that dude after today of last year, 2024, he would have definitely uh, it would have definitely gotten worse. And I mean, like, look how he abused Mimi for all those months. He just kept doing stuff. I was like, man, if had she been in his presence, she would have definitely been pushed to the ground. Something would have happened.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, and then I know one time I had this big ass black and blue mark, but that was after the whole thing about him jumping on me in the bed. So everything happened so fast. I can't tell you. All I know is I walked in the room, I said something. This person pranced at me. I fell back on the bed on my back. They jumped on top of me, eyes bloodshot red, looking like a demon. And I'm like, what's wrong with you? All I know was after the whole thing, I had a black and blue mark. I can't tell you where it came from. You know how something happened like in such a split second, all them events happen. So I don't know. I don't know. Okay. You said we for the jump here.
Yeah, and
I'm
also,
over it now. I could talk about it. I mean, that don't hurt me mentally anymore. I'm over all of that. It's just my story at this point, but it doesn't affect me anymore.
yeah, but you have to understand when people hear your story, they get upset, you know, um, that when they hear about the behaviors, and especially because we've witnessed it. I mean, we're witnessing it online. Imagine in person.
Yeah, and then y'all know nobody not making this stuff up because I when I played the ring camera for y'all, the ring camera was basically me saying, yeah, and I was sitting in the chair and you poked me in my face and my forehead, and then he talking about, yeah, I did, I sure did.
I
So he
sure did.
uh-huh, yeah, I still have the recording.
And when I heard
So
that vibes, like, I know when people are in relationships, everybody can be at fault. But when he said that, first of all, the one thing I know, I can't be tricked like with recordings and stuff, is because you can have a recording, but if you don't have the full recording, like how like from the beginning, like from when they woke up until the time they went to, a piece of a recording does not mean anything. So you made it convenient where you were able to uh keep a part of a recording where the woman is going all off. But see, I know how that works, especially with those type of guys. They'll keep poking and poking, and then when you react, it's like, see, I told y'all. They ain't told nothing, or they have not showed any part of a video that led to that. And see, I can't be played like that. When I heard that, I knew it was something. And when you played that about I sure did, that was basically him admitting, like, I already knew this dude was doing some other stuff. She ain't just going out there going crazy. Can't nobody play me like that. And I know a lot of people got played with that, but I know how that works. People like that, they're not going to show you. I mean, it's just like when people tell a story. My great grandmother used to always say, if you tell that story, you better tell it all. People don't, because they only want to tell the part that makes the other person look bad. They're going to leave out all the other parts. And I'm not getting back at those young ladies, but see, that was the part that I don't, you know what I mean? You intentionally left out those parts because it didn't make you look good, young lady. And see, that's the part I don't play. You know what I mean? Where people are getting involved with something, and then you find out there's more to it than that. And that's the very reason why they have courts of law, because each person could be able to uh, equally and fairly share their part and offer their defense, you know, in the court of law. It's not like a piece of something and then, like, for example, I'm not even trying to bring up Marcus, but I'm just saying, like, everybody's running down Marcus and then they find out later, oh, well, this woman reached out to him first. Or this, you know what I mean? I'm not taking up for him because he should have turned him down, period. But at the same time, I think I told you, or I told somebody, I can't really expect for him to follow the same codes and guidelines like a professional because he was never a professional. I can't put him in the category of, well, being a doctor or a psychiatrist, you're not supposed to do this or that. He was just a freelancer roaming the streets, talking to these people, doing his thing, and decide, hey, let me just start recording this. And just happens during COVID time when nobody had anything to do, everybody was binge watching stuff, and he started popping. So, like, to keep trying to put him in that category like he's a professional, he ain't no professional. Now yeah, he should have been not, like as far as dealing with those young ladies, but you can't expect something like that from somebody who's not even a professional, who hasn't even, sworn under oath to promise that they don't do certain things. You can't, but anyway, that's a whole nother story. Let me get back to what I was saying. Hey, everybody, new people. Hey, D Dirty. And anyone else who's new, but who just came in. Thanks for the super chat, Drea.
Thank you,
But
Drea. Yeah, I was flashing it on the screen.
oh,
What you
okay.
said?
So what I'm saying is that even if he did poke you and you did bring it back to me, because I was like, yeah, I don't think Vibes ever said that. But when you brought back about how he made your arm red, yeah, maybe that's what they're referring to, or maybe they kind of got it a little confused. But even that is a form of abuse. I just shared with you, like how he made your arm red. That when I tell you that did not even mean to scratch the man. And he was even trying to tell the people, don't put her in jail. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying, that this policeman was just showing off in front of the rookie. The rookie told me in jail, I really don't want to do this, but I'm leaving it up to my boss. Although I know they play good cop and bad cop. But the thing is that it wasn't even that big of a deal. But do you know they went, next thing I knew, it was all kind of cops, female cops. Now they got another cop with a camera to take photos of these scratches and just that whole thing. So like I'm saying, no, that is a form. He didn't do that accidental. That wasn't an accidental thing.
Oh
He
no,
said,
that was intentional. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Just a simple fact. And then let's say this. Let me say this, and then we're gonna move on. But we still gotta listen. Then we gotta talk about Marcus' show. And shout out to you for going on the panel. I could tell you made him happy. So you never been on this panel, right?
No, and I was thinking Vibes got me all over the place now after she didn't taught me how to go on these panels that I had no desires of going on. But we'll talk about that later.
But yeah, it was good to see you up there. So let me see. So Sunny went up on the panel at this time. So we're still on KENeisha's live, okay? And y'all be sure to hit the like button for us. You see the red heart that's in the chat? If you tap it and interact with the live, it'll help push the live out, okay? Um, so when Sunny went on the panel, she said that like don't piss me off, like because KENeisha was talking good about Golden, like he always say like I don't have no problem with her or anything positive he say about me or her. I don't think she like that. So she go on the panel and say like don't be like trying to piss me off or whatnot. So then she started saying she's gonna go live tomorrow, maybe over here and on bingo. Everybody keeps saying bingo is bingo. Even Kenny show he talk about bingo. It's always bingo in the thing on the community tab. Ain't that crazy? I don't know who else noticed that. Everybody putting bingo. I know it's a typo, but then he talked about on bingo, he had 5 troll pages. Like, oh, should I tell them what the troll pages were or whatnot? But she was like, no. So then Warlord said he sent Kang money several times. One of the times was actually 200. And we know it's not a lie because we saw the Western Union IG, the DM messages, and then the Cash App $26. Remember from the other day? So
Yep, I
it
saw it.
was, yeah. So it was several times. And he's over there saying that when Warlord sent him the money, it was for his daughter. Even in the Cash App, you know how you say what the money is for? It say like for your daughter. But I'm like, somebody had to ask for the money because Warlord just didn't miraculously say you $200. You know? So I'm a little confused on that. But anyway,
Well, see, do you all see what he's doing? He uses everybody else, but the money is for him. What you got some man sending your daughter money for? No, it's for you. But he uses daughter because that pulls people's heartstrings. Oh, the little girl, you know. So he knows what he's doing.
yeah, I mean, something had to be said to Warlord for when Warlord to send the money. He gonna put in the notes what the money is for the daughter. So it had to be some request like the daughter need this or the daughter need that. It had to be like, why would he just say for the daughter instead of for the hurricane? Or you get what I'm saying?
Right, but why he didn't think about that? I don't even believe that he's spending that much money like they believe with on the studio. But why didn't you think about your daughter when you was going to the studio? Because hey, real parents, we sacrifice. And when we have children, we want our children to look good, have things. So if we have to do without, if we can't get our hair done this week, if we got to go in there and do it ourselves, if we got to skip a week for our, without getting our nails done, whatever it takes. You know what I'm saying? If we can't buy those outfits that's so cute because we got to get our kids a jacket, then that's what the hell we do. So, that's BS about his daughter. How the fuck oops. How are you talking about you spent 600 and 2,000 or whatever at the studio, but then you go to some other grown man who's disabled for $200? Now let's keep it real. What's really going on at the studio? Because I know about those studios and how those studios are used for fronts for illegal kind of stuff. And I ain't gonna even go into it because see, they always say Golden always knows something. She thinks she knows something. So we just gonna leave that alone. But hey, you know what I'm saying? I'm saying this, and like I said, I suspect that the dude is on some dope. You know what I'm saying? Some D because I can't, you know what I'm saying? This man is always broke. Did anybody remember that he gets a social security check too? And after I thought about it, am I the only one who, am I behind in times? I thought if you qualify, not SSI, but SSA, if he's getting paid on the third, then if you qualify for SSA, your child is going to get a check as well. Or has it changed? So he's getting that money on the third or whatever, and he's working, and he's still having problems. He can't feed his child. He can't pay for for housing. Like, make it make sense. And if they telling the truth that he went to a shelter or whatever, from how I've been reading in Orlando, they'll help you with housing and they'll pay for about 6 months of your housing. So if so, and if that was so, and if it's true, and if he was able to utilize those benefits, you mean to tell me all those months you ain't been stacking? Make it make sense. All those months you haven't been stacking and your child is without and not kept up properly.
You said, are we talking about Tone? No. She was talking about Kang. Because I asked them earlier in the chat who they wanted to talk about dirty, and they said they wanted to talk about the street sector drama first. Sometimes I let them choose. Like, I don't want to be talking about Marcus show when they really want to hear about the mess first. But we'll eventually get to cover the whole thing.
Okay, I'm going to
Mhm.
let you finish, Vise, but I wanted to respond to Forgiven. Good point. A lot of dudes who go to the studios, they like to take photos and show off like I've been at the studio. And he would be the type. And I hate to say this, but if he is going to the studio, them niggas is laughing at him. They really just if he's paying, and he ain't paying no 1,000, 2,000 for no dang song. Like, make it make sense. He was over there, sitting over there lying to me. I paid $2,000. You know what I'm saying? Just lying. But the reality of it is, you mean to tell me you pay $2,000 for a song, but not $2,000 for some shelter? You pay $2,000 for a studio song, but not $200 for some damn groceries. You spend $2,000 for a song, but you go to another man on the internet for $200 for your daughter.
Oh, you did? Really? So when they said he was seen at the Hard Rock, I said he was out there looking for Hard Rock. Wow, that's crazy. Dirty, you said that's a lost cause? Oh gosh, we're gonna be on a community tab, okay?
We definitely gonna be on the community tab, but I also asked Vibes for you all who aren't aware. I said, Vibes, when you all were together, was he going to the studio then? She said no. That sounds like the same music. I remember his son supposedly was making some music for him. So, he's full of it. He's irresponsible. He's abusive mentally, physically, emotionally. Something is really wrong with him. He's psychotic and he's neglectful, and there's so many other things I could say about him. He's delusional. I got a house, 250,000. How you go from? But we all got some sense around here, so I don't even think that anybody who's even watching in his butches believes it. So it's crazy. The only one, I don't even think Mika really would believe it with her slow ass. Anyway, Vibes, go ahead with your commentary.
No, she believed everything, remember? KENeisha said God body's supposed to be coming to America next month. I said, I missed that. If God body said that, I missed it. I haven't been on this channel in a little minute. But do I sound congested for real, Golden? Do I sound better? I was asleep before I came live.
I don't know. You sound like you to me. My voice is the voice. 1 minute I sound clear, and the next minute I'm not. I do have a lot of sinus issues, so but I don't know.
I don't know. But then let me see. Oh, so KENeisha was telling Sunny when she was on the panel that Kang gonna drag her, right? Sunbum said he ain't about to do nothing because he already know that I drag kids. Okay, that's what she said. Um, so I'm like, oh Lord, here she go now. So basically, if he drag her, she gonna drag his kids. So let me see. So they acted like they was about to start fighting on the panel, and I did notice that Patricia, Mimi, Indigenous, and Glossy all said, like, don't start that mess, whatever. And she gonna jump up talking about, see, I don't see nobody in the chat defending me, and I'm looking like, girl, they did. So they know. I think she done got to a point now where they just know that she's gonna be mad if they don't say something like, stop or defend her. And I'm like, Sonny trying to be a big baby all of a sudden. This some foolishness, right? You see? What happened? I wonder what they looking. You said online, not the physical. I see y'all saying in the chat, Lord, oh my God, what happened? Oh,
Drea.
y'all talking about the casino. Oh, I thought it was somebody done did something to platinum or something. I'm like, what? Thank you so much, Fifi, for your $9.99 super sticker. Thank you so much for supporting the castle. I appreciate you.
But Drea,
Thank
he just
you.
doesn't know how to stop. Oh, I'm sorry, Vibes. I had to respond to her. Go ahead.
No, I'm fine. I was telling Fifi. And after this, we're going to go to the smoke show with ILiana and Tone. ILiana and Tone, I don't know. I'll tell y'all about that when I get to them. I'm not interested in them. I guess they just rub me the wrong way. But what you was going to say, Gordon?
Now, I think I was responding to Drea about Drea. He ain't got a lick of sense. Because you would think, first of all, how many of you all know real men who just keep going back and forth like this and been doing this for God knows when? A real man would be like, man, F them bees. I'm about to be focusing on my music and my woman and my kids and my whatever. They ain't about to keep on going and going. He's something wrong with him. Something is wrong with the dude. 50-year-old nigga. A whole weirdo. He's listening now, unless he talked himself to sleep. Like he put me to sleep. I had to call and wake me up. Shit, I don't know what that nigga was talking about. You know what I mean? He could have been talking about me, doxing me, and everything else. I can't tell you.
Yeah, I couldn't stay. You talking about the one before we came live?
Right.
I just was like, I can't. It sounded like a mouthful of spit. Um, mouthful of spit. All the laughing at their own jokes, all this. I'm like, I can't. I'm in the head. I might have got cussed out too. I don't know. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just tell them when I go like that. I can't. They gotta go see it themselves. Okay. I just couldn't. And then I think because I was like, I wasn't even home. I was doing something today, right? Earlier. So then when I got home, it was something I was gonna say. When I got home, it was like, midnight, and I'm just sitting there. I didn't want to come exactly live at midnight because I knew midnight. I don't know how I was gonna feel at midnight. You get it? When that clock strike 12, and I know that today is the day a year ago. This time I was so all over the place. I don't know how I was gonna react when the clock strike 12. So I was like, I don't even want to be on live. I don't know if I'm gonna be triggered. I don't know. I just see. That's why I came live at 1. You get it? That is
Yeah,
what it is.
we get it.
Mm-hmm.
It's your anniversary. Got
Yeah.
away from that fool.
And it's
Yeah,
so
he kills
crazy.
me with these corny, I guess they're supposed to be jokes. I don't know what it is supposed to be. But he'll say something stupid and retarded and then go, like, what? Did I miss something? And he really think you know what I'm saying, got it. Lord, I don't know.
Yeah. So
Oh,
I know Warlord was in the chat. He was being funny though. He talking about I'm so scared of King drives. Oh, I'm so scared. But when he go live, I know Warlord be in his chat. And the crap they be tearing his chat up when he go live. Oh yeah. What else? So this the only thing I know. Indigenous had dropped down in the chat, and Warlord was like, "Oh my bad. The other day I thought you were trolling, and I had blocked you or whatever." But Indigenous was in there for a minute. I'm like, didn't they just cuss him out? You said when he does that laugh, I swear he eats. You said what? Crayons, not crayon for a snack. Maybe it was you. They were talking about earlier. Said something about crayon. What was the thing I said about crayon? Or that was Glossy saying. Somebody said a while back that mushroom body looked like she eat crayons. I don't know who said that a while back. And now here you come with the crayon again. It was forgiven. Blame it on forgiving. I'm kidding. But Mimi said in the end that he needs to log off. Like seriously, you need to log off, okay? And I agree. You are crashing out on the internet. Me personally, if I was that person and I said all of that crazy stuff on live, I'm gonna just say if I was that him, right? I woke up the next day and I'm like, damn, did I really just threaten somebody's life? Like one of the most hated people in like several sectors, you know what I'm saying? Why would you want to do that? All these dudes be around here be on KENeisha ass like you turn all focus to you if something happened to him. The next day I would have came online and just did what? Try to take the video down, or if the video not gone, just apologize, something. You know what I'm saying, guys? And just be like, I'm getting off of here. This too much. But no, he just keep going. I'm like, I don't get it.
And he just keeps making threats. Yeah, that could be somebody's opportunity to go after him, because the first thing they're going to do is question him, because he was the one making the threats online. Right. So, I mean,
Hmm.
and here it is where this is the part I don't understand about him. You say you love your daughter. When somebody loves their children, they will humble themselves. They will back out of a situation if they know that's going to jeopardize their child. And see, what I mean jeopardize their child is, how much do you really care about your child? Because with you making these kind of threats and doing all this goofy stuff and abusing women and all of that, when they take your you know what to jail, where you think she going? You said she ain't heard from her mama in 9 years. Is that boy really responsible? No, she'll be right there with her big sister in foster care. That's where she'll be. But you say you care about your kids. You don't. You care. He cares more about himself and what he got going on. He really don't care about himself, but in his head, he cares more about himself than his children. And you can see he don't sacrifice for him at all.
I
So,
don't I don't even think he realized the levels of YouTube or street sector is so cutthroat. I don't even know why you be out here playing the kind of games that he be playing. Like, do he not understand that people be on here like literally in real time making threats on the internet and they go to jail on live? Like, I don't think he even realized the space we're in. Like, even if these people have your address for real, do you know that you could be sitting there talking all that crap and the police could just pull up at your house? The police watching your live and everything? I don't think people be thinking.
I
But
mean,
why, why do I care? Hmm?
the fact that he knows he's being recorded. This is YouTube, and he doesn't even care. Like, does he realize that those, you get charged for that? Like, there are people who have actually gone to jail just for making threats of beating up somebody. They didn't even go as far as doing that. And I'm just telling you of a case that I knew about. A girl would threatened her landlord, said she would get him beat up or whatever. And he called the police, and they decided they just wanted to throw her in jail for it. And they, you know what I'm saying? So here he is talking about taking folks out. You that mad about some internet stuff? You that mad about a virtual girlfriend? You that mad? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you mad about what people are saying about you, then maybe you need to change your life around. Because if it's something that you don't want people to know about to that point, then that's telling me that you know what I mean, you need to change. Because if you were proud of it, you wouldn't care.
Yeah, so that's why earlier I'm sitting up there and I'm like, I don't know. Like, ever since the last time I gave reactions or 2 days ago, I'm like, I don't know, y'all. When people start talking about taking people out of here and all of this stuff on live, that person is clearly unhinged. I'm like, I don't even know if I don't. That's why I wasn't even interested to watch him for real tonight. Like, I'm not even giving commentary on that. Like, no, I'm not gonna keep sitting there talking to you and then you sit up there like you have this rush going on because I jumped from 2 people to now I got 50, and people get big headed and be crashing out, and the more the numbers go up, the more they do crazy stuff. I don't want no parts of none of that. Okay, I don't. One, I'm promoting your channel, and you seem like you get more and more stupid by the second. I don't want no parts of that. I don't even know what else to say.
I just wonder, where is his daughter when he's doing all that, or is he in the car falling asleep and rolling back? I wanted to say, I'm glad I just said that. Come on now. I don't know what the story was with that. I think he was trying to make an excuse to why the cops knocked on his window, and he wasn't just sleepy. He had gotten the car, whatever. But if your car rolled back Did it hit something? Like, how was it? You know what I mean? Like, was it in the middle of the streets? I doubt if a policeman just hits your window and your car rolled back, which means, and you were still sleeping, and they didn't ask for a driver's license, because the first thing a police would have thought is this guy under the influence? You know, even if you did fall, they would have still asked for your driver's license. Did he get
Yeah,
a driver's license or something?
it's permanently revoked.
He's sitting over there lying. I don't believe it. Now, even if the story is true, I don't believe it. If although you know you can't believe everything Gumbo says, but I'm just assuming that he's getting some of the information from Mimi, you know, about the cops hitting on the door window or whatever. But there were two stories. There was one where the cops hit on the window when a little girl was asleep in the car while he was at work, and then the other one was, so I don't know, but for a man who's receiving Social Security and working, and you coming online, imagine the people that he burned, who he actually knew. He's online now asking anybody. He asked Marcus, did he ever meet Warlord yet? He didn't meet Mimi. So he just asking anybody.
You said permanently? According to the papers, everybody had putting up and stuff talking about that was in 2023, right? That charge was something like a felon, and when he got pulled over, he had yeah, a convicted felon with ammunition, and then license permanently revoked. Wasn't that 2023?
That's
Yeah, it
what
was
it said,
posted on
unless
here. Yeah.
that's what it said, unless permanently means maybe for 7 years. I don't know, but it definitely said permanently. I've never heard of it before. Maybe it exists, or maybe it only exists in Florida. I don't know, but that's what it said, permanently.
That's what I was just telling them last night. That's why I was so damn mad when I found out, like, bitch, what? You had my kids, me. I guess I saw the thing and I just assumed it was a license. I didn't realize it was an ID, like identification card. So of course I went thinking back, like, what the hell? It's been days that we was in your car and long rides at that. You know what I'm saying? Anything could have happened. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I was blown away. And I said, oh, now it makes sense. So then certain stuff started making sense. That's why when he came to my city, that's why he wanted me to drive his car. All the stuff started making sense then. You get it? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'd be
Definitely
damned if
did.
we didn't get pulled over. And I guess he was so happy. He never said it to me, but I guess now looking back, he had to be happy. I was the one that was driving, and he was basically a passenger. And then it's in the son name. You get what I'm saying? So he was free of everything. I'm like,
Right.
ain't this some shit? I'm like, ain't
Honey.
this some crap, huh?
And when that little girl gets old enough, he's gonna work the heck out of her name too. Mm-hmm.
I could write a damn book. Okay, that short period of time, all that crap that happened. Oh my gosh. But yeah, let's shift gears and go to you say, you saved that ass. But yeah, that's all for what I have written down. So the next one was, as far as Tony and Ileana, I don't even know what to say about them. I just know I did watch part one. Two, I started watching it. I didn't even finish it. Part three, I didn't even watch it at all. I don't know. I guess it was just, I'm over them. Maybe I'll eventually watch it. I don't know. But I started, I'm like, I can't be bothered. All this, she's just always a victim. It's always all this stuff that happened to her. It's just like, I'm done. Right now, mentally. I'm like, no. You don't do nobody like that. You get it? And then as far as everybody being upset talking about Marcus did what and he's violating them by, like taking advantage of them. Didn't he say that they reached out to him for the interview? So how was his fault?
Yes, they reached out to him. Apparently, they wanted some money, but The interviews just really seemed like some old interviews. It was like Kim trying to get Tone to admit, but Tone did admit. I don't. Let me not tell the whole story because I want people, if they haven't watched them, to go watch his part three, part one, two, and three. But yeah, I've been done with him, honey. And for her to have to give out her cash app, for all the people who so concerned, go ahead and send her some money so they don't have to keep asking Marcus. And that's all I can say. Like, if you that concerned or you don't want, help, send her some money, and that way they don't have to be desperate to call Marcus. Yeah,
Hmm.
I'm cool with him too. She was talking about getting the baby back. Honestly, I don't know if they even. I guess really not my business. I guess, but I don't know if they're really ready for that baby, or if that would be a good thing for that baby to go back to them. You know, just something about them. They just don't still seem mentally stable. And
I
she
know.
seems like she's brainwashed.
No, they still don't have the baby. She was just saying, I think that was in part one, that maybe by next month she'll be able to get the baby. But then of course the people still gonna be, in the lot in their life, whatever, until they're doing better. That's what she was saying, girl. I was like, I don't know. Of course you want the baby with his mom instead of strangers, right? But I don't know. They're not showing me that, yeah, I'm doing much better. It was a given, okay? He
No,
said
it
he
wasn't
was.
given at all.
Mm-hmm. He must have forgot all the stuff he came on the internet and did when he was over there on that channel, and he just talking all crazy, talking about, oh, since Grady won't give me no medicine. Remember when he had his arm was messed up? Oh, since Grady won't give me no medicine, I'm just gonna drink. So I think it was like cough medicine or whatever he had in the short video. I'm like, just doing the most. Like, how you think you're gonna get your baby back? You look how immature you are. Why would you even make a video of that and put it on the internet? While you have an active case with your baby, and these people. That's crazy. Lisa, I would much rather Lisa, I would much rather my kids. Damn. Oh my gosh, Drea. That cut was a big cut. I couldn't believe when he showed his arm. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, for real, Drea, because he might be in, you know what I mean, in better care with the lesbians, if that's true. If that was true, but if it whatever it is, that baby is probably in better hands than to be with those two dysfunctional people. And that ILiana, to me, she appears very brainwashed. It's like when Marcus was walking her away from Tone, Tone was trying to control what she responded to or what she was going to say. And he's an abuser too, I believe. You know what I mean? He's an abuser. She's just the one that got caught up.
You said what? Did you hear her mention that the kid was up for adoption for a minute?
Her kid, that hasn't even been enough time yet. I mean, I don't know how it works in Georgia, but out here, I think it has to be where the child is in the system for a few years, and then they decide, okay, they haven't got themselves together, so we're going to adopt a child. See if we can adopt a child out. I didn't hear of that. I got to go back to that.
Yeah, he need to live in his truth. Yeah, I didn't hear that. That must have happened in the end of part two or three, because I don't remember that, Drea. He said she mentioned that the kid was up for. Hold up. You said she mentioned that the kid was up for adoption, but now it's changed and it's going back to her. Yeah, cause didn't they say that Baby Divine is with the lesbian couple? That's where he's at, right? From what they said.
Yeah, that's what I thought, D Dirty. I mean, it hasn't even been that long ago. How would that process, unless she, got the information wrong, this is some recent stuff. This just happened this year. We're just halfway through the year. So, I don't know. But I don't know. I don't know, but I don't know them and how, but honestly, I don't know. I just think the baby probably is better off wherever he is right now.
Yeah, I don't even know about them anymore.
Hey, Black Diamond. I didn't even notice because I'm not really watching the chat like that. But yeah, she's very gullible.
Yeah.
It's
I
sad.
don't even know. I don't even know what else we got to say about them. But I do think you still have something to say about Tony and Ileana,
No,
because
not
I've
really. I was really done with it too, honestly.
yeah, after this, that'll be it. We don't have anything because I honestly don't remember what happened Thursday. If I came live Thursday night, what was I gonna talk about? I don't even remember what happened Thursday. That's how insignificant all this mess be. I'm not even gonna force myself to remember what happened Thursday. I just know it was pretty much KENeisha going back and forth with the same thing over and over. One go live, then the other one go live.
That's basically what it's been, back and forth. Oh, but did you all? I don't know if he played the song at the very beginning of his live this time. Did you all hear that song when he said his signature is golden? His signature is golden. Did you
You
all
talking
hear
about the
that?
one tonight?
I didn't hear it. I told you I was sleeping. I wasn't even trying to hear the introduction part. But yesterday, I don't know what day it is today. I'm sorry. Day before yesterday, well, Thursday, when he was dragging in his head, dragging and going in on everybody. Um, his intro was that song again. My signature is golden. Yeah, because I went to the transcript and got a screenshot and posted it about his signature being golden.
You know what? Yeah, I did. I did
Oh,
hear.
yeah.
That wasn't today though. That was I don't know. I
Thursday.
guess yesterday. I think yeah, Thursday.
She said she like her ears. I'm gonna be honest with you. When he used to be over here with Vibes, girl, when that stuff start coming on, I would just turn that off and then check back to see when the commentary was coming. I didn't want to hear all that old craziness.
I think Platt was right when she said my voice sound different. Yeah, I think my allergies or something acting up. Now my throat feel all itchy, nose. That is probably my allergies. My ear like it need to pop. I don't know what's going on. Y'all hear me?
Yeah, we hear you. We hear you. Oh, well, since I
Out of
guess you.
nowhere. No, out of
Mhm.
nowhere, my ear just feel like when you've been on an airplane and you just haven't been eating no gum or nothing.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm like my ear just need to pop. That's probably why. But she said my voice all messed up.
That
Your
could be
ear,
it.
nose, and throat all connected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all connected.
Mm. So Platt, you ain't that crazy after all.
What did Platt say?
Nah, because she was telling me in the beginning of the live. Remember
No, what did she say?
that my voice sound different tonight.
Oh,
So I
okay.
said she's
Okay.
not that crazy. Yeah, because my allergies acting up. That's probably why. Yeah. But what was the last thing I said I was going to talk about? Say with Tony and Ileana. Oh, the show tonight. I know that dude, the one that came up on Marcus panel tonight. I'm like, oh my god, I couldn't believe he was so rude. I'm like, what's wrong with you? The one right in the beginning when he came up there calling the women all kind of names and stuff. I'm like, boy, are you okay?
Yeah, he was very rude. I was glad Marcus went on and dropped him or whatever happened. He was gone because it was really unnecessary. I was wondering, was that part of him trolling or what?
When I say I was scared for Marcus, because he got all these people up there, you can't watch all of them at the same time. Even if one of them flip their camera on, you get what I'm saying? By the time
Yeah.
you catch it, it's so many seconds later. I was nervous for him. I'm like, oh gosh, you don't never know who this person is, what they're gonna do. And then I know that girl, I don't remember her name when she first came up. Was that the one that was there for the longest?
Rita or me?
I think it was Risa, the one that had on the black and was standing up and all of that.
Mm-hmm. Rita.
Yeah, I know. When she first came up, I was like, "Oh gosh!" The way she was moving, and 1 minute she put her head, she put her head like on her waist and stuff. I thought she was gonna pull the darn pants up. I guess I'm
Yeah.
so trauma.
I did too. I'm like, what's she doing? What is gonna happen next? It was weird, and I was like, oh, something's about to happen. And she kind of just stood there, kind of like looking in the camera, like, y'all ready?
I was like, "Oh gosh, please don't tell me they for the P-ball Miss Show." I said, "Y'all making me nervous."
And I was
I
thinking,
said,
damn, this is a woman. She's about to do this because you only you usually expect men doing that kind of stuff. And I was thinking, if Marcus wasn't even paying attention, yeah, Marcus is going to. He has to limit his people. He can't control all of that unless he feels comfortable with knowing that who that person is going to be okay. But yeah, when that woman she put her hands on his, I was like, what is she about to do?
"Yeah." Hmm. It was funny. It was a nice show, though. Overall, it was a nice show. It's always nice when your people could give you their feedback and constructive criticism or yeah, even hate. Who care? So
Yeah,
yeah, and I know he was like, "Oh, I should probably do this once a week or something." Yeah, at least he get to see where their head, some of them where their head is and whatever. Yeah, great to have feedback. That was definitely a whole vibe. And then I know the chat. I know Warrior was in the chat acting up. Like, get your voice off panel to the people. I know a lot of everybody that chat was something else. Definitely. And yeah, and there was a lot of guys was coming up there, like, giving compliments too. Like, shout out to Marcus or what you doing, whatever. I'm like, it's good that, it's always good when you see a guy and he can see another man work and respect his work and come
hmm
and say, salute. I see you doing your thing, whatever. Yeah. But some dudes, they be so envious, they can't even do that.
yeah, and it's weird because you would think, yeah, and within this what they call the street sector, is so much envy. Well, I'm not gonna say so much. It's for the ones who are out there because there's so many other men and they stay in the bushes and they don't think like this the other ones. But yeah, I was glad to hear that, and I was really glad to hear that black guy who spoke on Marcus's URL channel, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where now here's a man, and Brown Eye was there.
I
Here's a
think it's,
man actually saying how much his channel is benefiting him.
yeah,
That URL channel.
I think it's IRL, Marcus
Oh,
IRL.
I guess I'm getting it all confused. URL, IRL, Big O, Bingo.
Yeah, I know what you, and I could definitely see that. That's why I know some people remember when I said I'm not giving no commentary about the kids. I'm like, why would I? Why would I want to sit there watch a video just to come nitpick on what kids doing? I ain't got time for that. I'm not no kitty reactor. No. But yeah, I could definitely see, especially a young father that didn't have a father and they're like, oh, I want to be the best dad to my kids, whatever. I could see them really learning a thing and two from Marcus by watching his video with his kids. But they don't know what it feel like to have a dad, So you can see how that could, even women, it's
Yeah.
beneficial.
Marcus's channel, I know people talk about Marcus's channel, but it is beneficial and educational. I'm telling you, like before all this YouTube stuff, with me just communicating and talking to people who had some past experiences and stuff, that made me be a little bit more, a lot more careful, because I didn't, like I said, I ain't never experienced some of that kind of stuff that other people had. And with that being said, my child wasn't going, like, if had I not thought about that, it would, I would have allowed my daughter maybe to go to more slumber parties. She wasn't going to nobody's slumber party. The only slumber party she went to was my cousin, and we thought the same way. She was at my cousin's, and the other ones I spent the night there. And the thing is that it was on the slumber parties that she went to. I was there, and it was with people who had mindsets like me. Like one of my friends, she was married. She gave her daughter slumber party, and it was either we have it at home and my husband and son will have to leave, or they stay home and we'll find a hotel. And that's what she did. And I was there, and I helped her with the party, the decoration, spent the night, helped with all the little girls and stuff. People don't think of those kind of things, but I know from a woman who shared with me how her stepfather violated her. And then she come to find out, like, one of her friends who had been coming to the house, he violated her too. So that made me start thinking too, like, even if, you know what I'm saying, the kid is all right and the mother's all right, but you don't know, like, if she's over there, like, what the stepfather or uncles or something could be doing. So my child just wasn't really going over to folks' house. Just put it like that. Period. That's why to this day, my kids are close to me. And that's how it was. You know what I mean? Period. They weren't going off with a whole bunch of people like that, because you just don't know. So no, Marcus's channel is actually educational, because when these people start sharing their stories of this person or that person and what happened, then you start thinking like, ooh, and you want to avoid those situations for your own children. Like, yeah, maybe some of the questions he does go a little too far, or he does, or maybe he does, like when he kept, pushing Tone to, admit to those situations. But overall, it's helping people.
Yeah. I know we was never allowed to do sleepovers, and my mom wasn't being responsible for nobody kids either. So we couldn't go to their house and they couldn't come to our house. I mean, and I get it. Like, you know how somebody will be like, I'm not even gonna put my husband in any kind of unnecessary predicament to even have to go through no mess. So you let your friends stay at their house and you stay at your house. My mom was funny. She was like, ain't nobody doing no sleepovers.
That's the best thing. I didn't do sleepovers either. You know, I did have one, but we were at Disneyland. I gave him but the kids that were there were like some of my close friends' kids. You know what I mean? But I don't give that, you know what I'm saying? I really wasn't into all that stuff. Like when it's time to start taking off your clothes, putting on your pajamas and getting in beds, and it's time to go home.
hmm Yeah, you know your people not like that, but you never know what your daughter or little friend gonna go home and tell her family. You don't know that, or
You don't
or they
know
just
that, and
out of the blue. Yeah,
you don't know that, and you don't know what they've seen on TV, what they've been exposed to. Even if
yes,
it's
it's
a
true.
nice, sweet little kids, you don't know.
Yeah, so to avoid all the unnecessary drama, stay home.
Mhm.
That's all she was. But Black Diamond have a question. He said, "Do you think it's really for educational purposes?"
I don't
You
think
want
it's
to
for
go first?
educational. No, I don't think his channel was intended for educational purposes, but it is educational. And especially for parents who have never experienced those type of traumas before. I've never experienced, you know what I'm saying? I've never experienced my father and uncles and stuff like that doing anything to me. So it's just like with my friend's mother, when her mom used to say, be careful what who you have your girls around and stuff like that. She would always just be thinking about, like her mother just always talking. And she experienced that when she married a man and found out that he was messed with kids. He messed with her daughter. But she shared with me, I didn't know nothing about that. You know what I mean? And I totally understand, like with me, I know stuff about it because I've heard about it, but I'm saying that during her time, she said, because, I had a daddy and my daddy ain't never touched me like that. So what I'm saying is that it is educational for people to learn who've never experienced it. Everybody you know, don't know about that kind of stuff. I remember when I used to watch television with my grandmother, and there would be these shows on, and they would be talking about these kids who got, bothered by their father. And I remember thinking, how could that? Because you know what I'm saying? It just seems so unreal. It's funny because I was just sharing that with my mom some months back. It seemed so unreal because, like, daddies do that. That ain't what my daddy does. You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, it can be very educational for some people. Have you ever seen Marcus ask some of those young ladies questions, and he'll ask them, "Hey, I got daughters this age," and he might ask them a question, so he's learning too, or it could be just one thing he might learn from it to know how to deal with his own kids to avoid it.
Yeah. And then I see the good of the channel, like, that it's a good thing. Here's why I say that. Because even, it's a time where everybody got to go, right? Even if, just say, Martha's not here no more, God forbid, at least his kids could look back at the video and be like, see, my dad would have said this. See how, you know what I'm saying? And then when they have their kids, the kids can still see how their grandfather was. So it's going to go on and on and on and on and on. So, yeah, like, every time you want to even hear how your dad used to laugh, or you get what I'm saying? You can still, it's a lot of memories too for them, for the girls. So,
Yeah,
hmm
because a lot of people really don't know, like, or not, when, especially if they haven't experienced it, they don't even think of that kind of stuff, you know. So
yeah,
when you hear these stories, they're some of the stuff is like, wow.
hmm yeah. And then y'all got to think about it too. Eventually, they're gonna probably be in college and this and that. It's also a stream of income if you look at it like that. That's a way for them to make some extra pocket money. So it's like it have its benefits in a lot of ways. Yeah. And hell, after him losing Facebook, I still can't believe that he lost his Facebook.
It's
That's an
still down.
ouch moment. Yeah, he said that I guess that a login issue with the lady, I guess in Texas, and then
Mm-hmm.
him logging in, and then they're picking up like the two different login thing.
Location.
But it's
Mm-hmm.
a main thing going on. It's very common over there on Facebook. But that's a big loss.
Yeah, but he said he was going to try to fix that situation, or get that reversed.
I'm like, I cannot even imagine. Can you just imagine? Oh, wake up, all them people gone. Oh,
Because I followed him on Facebook, and his stories would really be behind. Like, they would be showing a Josiah story. And I'm like, man, this thing is almost about a year old. But those people had never is he has people on Facebook who are apparently not on YouTube because those stories were like really new to them.
no. Yeah. Yeah, that's a big loss. I can't even imagine. Just like even Sunbum over there, you don't think every time she lose her channel, you don't think that it's a big loss. But the thing is, one is like actually trying to do everything the right way. The other one is intentionally causing herself to lose her channel. You get it? So
Yeah.
it's like it's a different kind of loss. Like I just can't imagine. Just picture it. You have 50,000 people, and then you wake up. and this your income, right? And then you wake up and you look, no channel. Channel is gone. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Be like, what the hell?
That's like
Oh
losing a job.
Lord, huh?
That's like losing a job. You depending on your paycheck, and all of a sudden one day you come in and they fire you or lay you off. Well, I'll just say fire you, because laying you off, you might qualify at least for some EDD for a little while, but you know, they terminate you for something that you might not even qualify to be able to receive unemployment.
Yeah. But I guess the point I was trying to make was like even with her. Like, you know that day was coming because the stuff you be saying and doing, which is crazy. But it is what it is. You say I lost one and even let me see. You say I lost one. Oh, and even though it wasn't better than the ones I got, it was a huge loss. Oh, ouch. Yeah, I think because remember I was telling y'all last year that when I initially met Dirty, I didn't know who Dirty was before she came back, or it was something to it. I just knew one day I got up and everybody was sharing out this person. And then I'm looking and I'm like, who is this person? I don't think I've ever seen them before. And then I went and looked and I'm like, yeah, I don't know them. But that was after the whole, I think you had lost your channel and came back, I think. Mm-hmm. And then I know you had made some video about Coco, and I know I went over there to go be nosy. Uh-huh. And I'm like, who is this person? That's how I initially met Dirty. With that Coco video. The first one. I think Coco went live on her yeah, she was over there like throwing subliminals or something. And I'm like, who the hell is she talking about? Then somehow I found my way over there to Dirt. I said, oh, this is who she was talking about. That's why I'm like, it's crazy. That every time somebody talk about somebody, then you want to go see what the other person got to say. You be like low key promoting the person. You know that, right?
Yep, you do.
Uh-huh. But I don't have any more commentary, guys. I think I'm actually gonna get off here. It's like we're almost 3 o'clock. We've been here almost 2 hours.
Mhm.
We don't want to drag it out, for the replay value.
Well, I
Yeah.
do have one thing I want to say that I was trying to say to that woman on Marcus's panel. She was talking
Hmm.
about her uncles, her brother, her nephew. Had I been able to dissect that uncle, brother, and nephew, I would have known exactly why, whatever they were going through, they went through it. I wanted to share this because this woman was acting like that's not so. When a child is born, I know it's different in each state. Like I know, like if you aren't married, in some states you can't put the kid's name on it unless the father or whatever, however that is. But I'm just saying, let's just say a child is born, the father signed the birth certificate or whatever. I don't know how they do that because I didn't have to go through all that. But if the father signs or whatever, and the father's name is, let's just say the father's name is on the birth certificate. Okay.
Good
This
night,
is
Dirty. I'm sorry, Golden. Good
uh,
night, Dirty.
good
Have a good
night.
night.
And that child is equally the mother's and the father's. A lot of fathers don't understand that. They think because the mother takes over the baby or whatever. Now, as a single person, meaning if you're not married, then most of the time when the baby goes home, they go home to their mother unless they live with both parents. So, yeah, if the child is already living with the parent, it's not that the judge is so much favoring the mother. The judge is not, just because a man decided to finally file paperwork, the judge is not going to say, okay, well, sir, you want the baby now. If there's no reason, if there's no proof that anything is going wrong in the home, the judge is not going to take a child out of a stable home. Now, some of these men who are living with these mothers and they leave them, like I said, if they don't take them with them, You know, they still have rights. Nobody, I don't know what that woman is talking about, but I bet you any kind of money that the stories about her nephew and all those people, it was something more to it where they left those kids. I always tell people, if you want you take your child with you. So I know of 2 cases, but I didn't share them. But I can share them now that we're on here. My friend's sister, she had a baby by a man. She claims she didn't know he was married at the time. I don't know if she's telling the truth for now, but whatever. The baby was like kind of newborn, and his wife had a newborn baby too. She let the man take the baby for the weekend. And one weekend, he just said, no, I'm not giving you back the baby. So the wife was all talking mess, like, we take it, you know. And so I remember her calling me, and she was calling the police to tell them they got my baby. And the police would not interfere because that was his baby too. Okay. They hadn't been in court, and they suggested to her, after she kept calling, she even went down to the police department to speak with someone about it. They suggested you need to go into the courts and file for maybe some temporary custody or something. That's the only way we're going to step in, because if the baby is his and yours, we can't just step in without any kind of orders. And she finally went on in and filed for temporary custody. And then, of course, they set a date for, for her to, like she just got almost kind of like a restraining order. You get the temporary one, and then you go back in for a permanent one if the judge, gives it to you. And that's what she did. And that's how she was able to get her baby back. Another case, my cousin, she was living with her boyfriend and his family, and they had gotten into it. So her sister and I, we went over there, and we were helping her move her stuff out. So she was moving her stuff out first, and the little boy was in the house with his daddy and his daddy's family. So when it was time for her to go in there to get the baby, he was like, "You ain't getting my baby." She called the police, and the police would not interfere. The only way we got the baby back is because I was thinking real fast. I said, wait a minute, his name is not on that birth certificate, right? And she was like, no. I said, get the birth certificate, because you've already admitted this is his debate. This is the daddy. He said it's the daddy. So now I don't know if she admitted it or not. I said, but we just gonna tell him no, that he ain't even the daddy. And when she got that birth certificate and she didn't have his name on it, they made that man give her that baby. So I don't know what that woman is talking about, but no, men have rights to babies. It's just that they leave. They leave the woman, or if they're not married, you know what I mean? It's just like I was trying to share with you all. My parents were married. So apparently maybe one time my dad was like, yeah, I'm just leave. I take my kids with me. And my mom went crying to my grandmother. She was like, let them have them. My mother would not even have rights if my dad would have took us, because they were married. She would have had to go into the courts, try to file for a divorce, and wait for all of that to take place for the courts to figure out who was going to have the kids and when. But there would have been nothing she could have did at that time. So all I'm saying is that it's best to be married when you have children with people, or it's best to go ahead and go into the, have your sons or whatever, nephews, do that stuff right away where everything is in place. So if this ever happens, it won't be able to, you know what I mean? A woman won't be able to get away with it. I really don't know many cases like that, because everybody who I know, they're okay with their kids being with the fathers or whatever. Like I've shared, and I don't know if many people heard me. When my son turned 12, I was like, okay, he been with the girls. You know what I'm saying? It's time for him to go and be with the man. I just happened to go out of town with my daughter to help her with taking her back to school. And his dad was like, can he just come on and just live with me now? And I was like, yeah, if he's okay with it. And I told my son, if you don't want to be there, just call me and you come on back. And he was like, okay. We didn't do anything in the courts. Hell, it's his son. I know I had all, you know what I mean? It wasn't like, oh, you can't see your son. I was able to see my son anytime I wanted to. And it was the way it was, and that's just what it was. It was time for him to be around a man, so he wouldn't be doing this crazy kind of stuff like this dude, wanting to fight and argue with the women and his exes every day, like this shit is normal. So, you know, that's basically it. A parent, both parents have equal rights, especially if the father's name is on the birth certificate. Like I said, I don't know how all this stuff goes now because and especially in California, I know in some other states, like I remember hearing, like in Louisiana, if the mother was single, the kid got the mother's last name. We didn't have it like that in California. We single, married, or whatever. We chose what name our kids, got. Usually, the kids were named after the father, and then maybe about 20 something years ago, they kind of changed it. I don't know. I never experienced that. If you were married, you don't have to go through that. So that's all I wanted to say about that. Okay, I have seen that happen going. Yeah, and there was a guy in the chat who actually said that he did that. Well, he said that he took one of the kids and left one of the kids with the mother, and there was nothing she could do. So I don't know where these people, get all this misinformation and thinking that the man doesn't have rights. And yeah, at the end of the day, the women usually will the courts will uh make the decision in favor of the mother, because if you left the woman and all of a sudden now you're like, no, I want the custody. If this child been with the mama for 2, 3, 4 years, you think the judge is gonna say just because you filed for custody, you gonna get custody? If this child is already stable in a stable home, attending a certain school and all this, the judge is not going to snatch. That's not even good for a kid unless there's something going on in the home that can be proven. So that it is what it is. If you want your baby, take your baby. Beautiful. Oh, okay.
I'm here. I'm here with you.
Oh no, I was trying to read some of the comments. So yeah, that basically it is what it is. I don't know about all. I hear all these stories about all this stuff, but honestly, my friends are not. They're not going through that. They're not trying to stop their kids from seeing the dads. I mean, I ain't never went through that before. And the men in my family, if anything, they end up finding women who let them have a baby. So I don't know about all that and how that works, how the judge, and how I hear all those stories, but trust me, it's more to it if you start questioning those men. When you leave, you know what I'm saying? Or if the baby ain't never lived with y'all, you think y'all are not married, and all of a sudden you want custody. If the baby been living with the mama for all that time, that's why you need to do that stuff right away while y'all getting along. Or, some rules need to be laid out when she's pregnant. Well, I'm telling you now, when you had this baby, I'm going to go on into court so we won't ever have no problems. We getting along now, but we just want to have everything in place, and it'll be good for the kids, and we'll just follow the order. I don't know, but like I said, I ain't never had the problem. The man want his baby, he can have it, baby. Long as I'm able to see my baby. And the reality of it is that it's easier to have a baby and not have it in your care. You can do so much more. These men just be having it going on. They don't, you know what I mean? The woman be the one can't do nothing, can't go out, can't, you know what I'm saying? And spending more money than a child support check. So when my son turned 12, his dad and I, we came to a mutual agreement. Wasn't no arguing about it. I was like, okay. Because I'm like, shoot, now I could be free. If my son was 12 years old right now, I wouldn't even be on this internet like that. I wouldn't be a free mother because I would have to be driving them around, you know what I'm saying? Taking them. Well, I was still doing that anyway, but I'm just saying, like, I couldn't be sitting up on the internet all day and night and, you know what I mean, having to get up in the morning and drop them off at school and stuff like that. I wouldn't be able to do it.
It's a lot going on.
So I guess we're done with the streets. They've been kind of slow. It's
Nah,
just the
no,
same.
no.
Huh?
Go ahead. Master, no, it's not.
Yeah, it's like, I guess you can wrap it on up because the only person who's been really acting the fool is the fool.
Well, Mimi over here going off.
Uh-oh. Well, maybe it ain't
Even
time for us
real
to wrap it up. What is that? What's happening?
2 hours ago. So she must have wrote this when we came live. So I'm gonna tell y'all this, then we gonna wrap it up. She said, Kang, first of all, you can't tell me ish because you still owe me money with your broke ass. A bitch who doesn't even have a real bank account and cash app in your name can't tell me a fuck thing. Oh shit. Ah! Was I lying? Okay, hold on. What, do you hear me?
I'm hearing you. I'm shutting up. I want to hear the tape. I got you on mute. Is that
And
all she
why?
said?
Oh no, it's long. And she said, and why you keep lying and bringing up my daughter, you need to worry about your daughter who needs to be in speech therapy. And when it comes to Warlord, you told me about a situation one time and I didn't have my debit card, so I couldn't say anything. So I told him about your situation and he helped out. Either way it goes, whether it was offered or you asked, we still fed you and your daughter because you didn't have it. Did you forget you asked them 2 more times after that? I didn't even know about the third time until tonight. I gave money to your brother for his pregnant wife, and now I'm finding out you didn't even have a brother. Last but not least, I'm not laughing at her. I'm just laughing because the whole damn time y'all thought I was crazy on this house.
Honey, I knew there was no brother. When she said it, I'm like, this nigga didn't win as far as now trying to borrow money. You know what I'm saying? Using daughters, brothers, cousins, mammy, just anything.
Hey, Bacon. Oh my goodness. So listen, where I was. Um, the pregnant wife. She said, last but not least, when it comes to the catfish thing, you damn right I gave you a fake name and picture. After what you did to Vibes, why the F would I tell you who I am? You couldn't be trusted, and after a month, then I revealed who I was, and you were excited. And when it comes down to how I look, there are several people on this app that I video chat all the time, and none of them said that I'm fat. But if I was, you still were attracted to me. I had to wait. Remember, I had you going outside, touching on yourself and watching my short, rubbing yourself to sleep. Oh my God. I did not think I was going to read that.
Wait a minute.
Y'all, I'm
Repeat
sorry.
that part. Repeat that part. I missed a piece of that. Repeat that part.
Ah, she said, basically, you calling me fat, but you were still attracted to me. Remember, I had you going outside, touching on yourself and watching my shorts, rubbing yourself to sleep. You can't tell me ish. I put food in you and your daughter's mouth on multiple occasions. Everyone that you call yourself dragging, we help feed you. You don't even have custody of all your kids. You can't tell me a damn thing. You still haven't answered my question. What programs do you have your daughter enrolled in for the summer? How much do you have in your savings account? You say the same thing about every woman. Again, you waited a whole year to call me a mammy when you have several lives. Ah, I'm tired, y'all. Why damn post got to be so long, girl? Well, she said, remember you waited a whole year to call me a mammy, right? When you have several lives that are still up where you praise me for being a great mother. Remember you wanted me to get pregnant and be your kid's stepmother? We have popped what you said she said we have popped you in several lives, and that's why you refuse to drop the link ever since this started, because you know that we could debunk everything you say. You're a liar and a thief, and it's not just Warlord and I. You've taken money from several other people, mostly women. It's a habit with you. Hashtag unhinged, hashtag thief, hashtag bum, hashtag narcissistic, hashtag brokey, hashtag acorn, hashtag K. Oh shit. What
Hashtag
time?
ghosting.
Woo! Not
And
at
then
3:10 in the morning with this hot tea, huh?
let me remind everybody, he still owes Vibes $800. And if you all
Two.
don't know this, he tried to borrow about what? 200, 100 and something, $200 from Marcus.
Wow. This is crazy. Crazy. Shout out to the person because I didn't even have my other device. My other device was charging. I got a little birdie told me, girl, go over here. Mimi is up and posting. I'm like, okay. This is, and she said, this is my only time saying this to you. You can go live all you want and call me wherever you want. You can call me to help, pass around, catfish, big bag. None of that ish moves me. But when you start bringing up my child, who has nothing to do with us, and making up lies on me and keep saying I be her, da da da, I will go ahead and let them know what really happened in that vehicle that night. Try me. Oh shit.
Uh-oh. Part two is coming. We want to know what happened in that vehicle.
She said, I will go ahead and let them know what really happened in that vehicle that night. Mimi, this was 13 minutes ago. Mimi, come here, the light, girl. Come
What happened in that
here,
vehicle?
the
Or
light.
was it that he got in trouble for indecent exposure in the vehicle? A neighbor called?
Oh, shit, because she, oh, dang,
What you reading? What you
I'm
see,
done.
Vi?
I'm done.
Well, I guess we'll
No,
find out
I'm just
tomorrow.
thinking outside. I'm just thinking outside the box. She just said that he be going outside, right? If you got this big old house, why you gotta go outside and play with yourself in the car? So hell, the police probably did. Oh my gosh!
The
I know
police
the
tapped
church.
on that window and said, "Sir, we got a few neighbors who called the cops, and you know what I'm saying. And I see you got your thing sitting outside of your pants. I wanted to go to. I need part two. See, Kang, if you just shut up, they would have just, you know what I'm saying, out of sight, out of mind. But you want to keep running your mouth.
They can say I'm crying. Oh my
Something went
god!
down with that tap on that window. Don't tell me
Uh-huh.
he fell asleep with his thing sitting out and forgot to put it back in.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She said, try me because whatever story you said on your live about the car rolling in the back of the street was the first time. That was her first time ever hearing that. If you don't want me to do story time, I advise you to stop bringing up my child when you go live. Keep it strictly on me. Final warning.
Lay it
So
out.
you heard what she just said. She said whatever story he's telling us when he go live about the car rolling in the back of the street, that was her first time ever hearing that story. So that ain't the story. Okay?
I knew that wasn't the story. I knew it is a story. Like story equals lie. I knew it was a lie.
Go then. And you were so sharp with it. You said, wait a minute, because the police automatically would have said, sir, we need some some ID. Are you intoxicated? Or what? You were so on it.
Mhm.
Shout out to you, Golden. Mm-hmm.
Thank you. It didn't make sense. Like if your car rolled out, so I know it was in an awkward position, or it might have hit another car. It's in the middle of the streets. Like I don't know what happened, but it's blocking something. So the first thing the police are gonna do is to see if this dude is intoxicated. He's in the car, and you know what I'm saying. What's going on here? See, he don't think before he lies. Like, oh, that don't make sense. But then he wouldn't know what makes sense anyway because he never makes sense, and he's slow anyway. So yeah, I knew it wasn't making
Oh,
sense to me. Like,
man.
and they didn't ask you for your driver's license at the time, and you sitting behind a wheel.
Yeah.
Now, if Mimi put you to sleep, how come Mimi never heard that story? Since you said it was because of Mimi putting you to sleep, she should definitely, if nobody else knew about that story, she should definitely know about the story, how she put you to sleep. And I almost lost the car. It was so good.
Oh man,
Mm.
this is funny. I know Bacon out there, them bushes, Bacon like, oh shit, I'm crying in this chat. This breaking epic news. Shout
Mhm.
out to that person that told me, girl, go get your other device, honey. Mimi is over here typing it up. Oh gosh. I know she probably up there in the bushes dying laughing. You know, like it's not funny, but oh damn, they talking about what the hell I just wrote, you know? This is all wild. You
Well,
said,
it's your anniversary. Yeah, so now it's time for him to get exposed. Hmm.
karma. Wow, this is crazy.
I got a song. I'm feeling like platinum now. I got a song I'm gonna post up on my on my channel. Do you remember the song by, I think it was the, I forget the name of that group, the girl group. Ain't nothing wrong with touching myself. I got a song I got to share tonight.
Hmm.
He touched on himself and the car rolled back. Okay. He fell asleep.
Oh wait. You say,
And then he wasn't even getting no real cooch. He getting hand cooch. So if he got that hand cooch like that, where he rolled all the way back, there, yep, TLC. That's what it was. I was exactly. Thank you, Bacon.
yo, when I say the timing of the whole thing can't be any more crazier, the whole thing, it's just like all along I just kept feeling like, damn, I won't ever get no justice for, you know? But this person just even talking bad about me on the internet. And look, the timing just so wild to me.
Like my great grandmother used to always say, "Be patient." And it's still more. This is just the beginning. There's still more. And the more he keeps running his mouth, the more we'll find out. Accidentally.
Oh, and then, oh, y'all coming in with the tea, honey. They like, girl, Kenisha got a whole life schedule. Talk about he calling CPS on Monday. Oh, y'all full of tea and surprises early in the morning. Look at us talking about the streets dry. Guess not.
Well, it was dry. I guess they decided to come on and kind of do something with it because it was definitely dry. I do
Yeah.
too, Drea. I do too.
So so his
She
title say, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. His title say what? Go ahead. I'll say
His
it later.
title say something about Kang calling CPS Monday. I'm not reading it, but overall, Chase lied to me or something. He got a whole title. I guess he's gonna be addressing several people.
Drea said that she got to be honest. She really feel bad for the daughter. To be in that situation, I do kind of feel bad for her. And then the thing is that he just don't care. He ain't no man who want his daughter to look cute and be pretty and nothing. And he just dragging her around.
Yeah,
I,
but
I
what
ain't
but
think, hmm?
but when I say stuff, then people be like, "Oh, well, you shouldn't care, or you this or you that." That is a kid. I said it several times that when I said that, people be like, "Well, you shouldn't care because he did this or X, Y, Z." And I'm like, the little girl don't have nothing to do with that. Y'all got to think about it, guys. This is a little kid that I was literally sitting there cooking dinner. Her and my daughter baking cookies or cakes or whatever. This was somebody that was under my care, my wings. You get what I'm saying? You
Yeah,
know, just turn that crap off just like that. You know. You think I was
she
sitting here and
definitely.
celebrate? That's why it was mind blowing when he's sitting up there just straight out like trying to hurt me all the time. I'm looking like, damn, I didn't think he was that deep. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you see what kind of person he is. He's a bridge burner. Like he didn't take into consideration that you open your home for him and his daughter. He ain't took into consideration that them other ones sent him money. I really don't know what the money was for, but whatever, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it was, you know what I'm saying? Like he doesn't appreciate anything.
Every night I'm literally sitting there like, you go take a shower. Then okay, when you done, you go take a shower. That was all me. All of a sudden I had 3 babies out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It wasn't no problem.
And that's the thanks you get. And this is something he
Hmm.
does wherever he goes.
Yeah.
You know, the child has to, she's been, you know what I'm saying, being dragged from one motel to the next, having to sleep in the car. And if you all recall, we don't think that she was even going to school last year. I remember asking about why he busy trying to talk about vibes and her being with her kids and them having the independent study and homeschooling or whatever. That little girl wasn't even in school. It wasn't even like he's like, oh, we got to get back because she gonna miss school or she didn't miss school for a week. School was never an issue, but she wasn't going.
Yeah.
So I
I
could
mean,
imagine.
there was never a day that I heard, oh, I gotta go drop my daughter off, or oh, I'm walking to the bus stop. So I just assumed, you know,
No, you know, when you think about it, like, wait a minute, you busy doing all this for your kids, but this child ain't even going to school. And is she really at grade level? Probably not. And now you're the you know what I'm saying, second person who's mentioned about her speech. I mean, all he has to do, I'm sure, well, I was going to say, I'm sure the school has, sent him some information on, for an IEP or suggested that she gets assessed, but it depends on if she was going to school. However, you know what I mean? Like, you don't want to do that for your child. So you just let her just grow up and go to middle school, high school, become an adult and not fix that situation. And the school, the public schools offer those services for free. You don't even have to use your medical insurance.
yeah, because that's how my mind was working. Once we figured out, was I gonna stay at my house or was I gonna move, or you know what I'm saying? I didn't know what was happening. Everything was happening so fast. So, then I'm like, okay, after we move, if that's the case, then I would sit there and like go to the school, or maybe she could just be on virtual with us. That's how my mind was working.
Hmm.
But then his mind like, oh no, she need to go to school. But either way, virtual or in person, like you go to speech, they pull you out of class. I
Hmm.
tell y'all that all the time. I don't care what nobody say. My son been going to speech from he was he had been having early intervention from he was 2. So I found out early that I had, something was going on. Yeah, from 2. But the point is, first he had to go to like, the facility for speech, and then now on virtual, he go to speech and everything on virtual.
Hmm.
So I'm not ashamed of my story. Speech
No, he thinks,
3 times a week to 2 times a week to now it's 1 time a week. I
yeah, he
mean,
thinks he's
it
a
is
good
what it is.
father. He
Hmm?
or he might know he's not the best father, but he thinks that we think it, or he wants us to think he's a great dad. Like, if he thinks he's a great dad and he can't even provide the bare necessities, come on. But then he might think like that because he's so out of it. She'd probably be
Yeah.
better off with her mama.
Yeah, that's why when people talk about my kid, I don't be getting upset when they talk about like the slow or whatever. I know my kid not slow. The key part that, like I say that just now, like, oh, my child been going to speech. They'll take that and run with it, like, oh, your child slow. Why they had to go to speech? No, he had surgery on his tongue, and when you have surgery on your tongue, that's one of the number one thing that you might have to go to speech after that surgery. Which part of that's so hard to understand?
Well, that's somebody
But
who's ignorant because they're intelligent. You know what I'm saying? Like that, you know what I'm saying? People who receive speech therapy. My daughter received speech therapy and she received it and she was 2 grades ahead of she her she was assessed and she scored 2 grades above. So how was that slow? In fact, they didn't even they said that she couldn't even receive the services with other children that were in her grade level because she was so ahead. They put her in a therapy class, a group therapy class with children who were 2 grades above her. So
I done been around the block with my kid. That's what I be trying to tell them. At one point, I had to go to behavioral therapy. I'd rather to go to behavioral therapy than being having my kid drugged up. You get what I'm saying? I was a new mom, so I tried everything how I could help my child. So when
yeah.
people say "mammy," I'm like, "Mammy, what?" I was going to speech therapy, behavioral therapy. Then I got him evaluated for occupational therapy. He did not need that. So I just was making sure I'm getting everything he needed. I just did not want to not get it and he needed it. You get what I'm saying? I'd rather to do it and then they say he don't need it. So that's it. So I got a story to tell. Like I've been at this, like I'm not no rookie. So that's why I knew exactly what to do for her. That's why I brought it up.
And the funny part about with my daughter, she would not have even qualified for speech therapy had she been from New York. You know what I mean? And that was interesting because she would repeat, well, okay, let me see. Instead of saying like water, she would say water. And they told me like if she was from New York, she would not have qualified because that's how they talk out there. But because she was from California, then they felt like, okay, well, she has a speech issue. And that was the reason why she was able to get some services for a little while.
Yeah, Drea. Yeah, and it's so common. The people literally told us when he was what 8 months. They told us if you get this tongue tie fixed, 9 out of 10 they're gonna need speech therapy when they start talking. It's not always, but it's a possibility, a high possibility. So I already knew in the back of my head, you know. But you have to get it fixed. So you know what a tongue tie is? It's literally like a little thing, like a string holding your tongue down instead of your tongue being flexible. You know, so it was difficult for the baby to drink milk or whatever. You get the point I'm trying to make, their tongue not moving like normal.
Right.
Yeah, so people just be talking, they don't be knowing.
Mm-mm.
They just assume, oh, a kid they get some services, they're slow. So yeah. Yeah. So I already knew how to help the little girl, but hey, that's his problem now.
Well, now that's the real mammy.
Oh, you talking about him?
Mhm. Yeah, he's the real mammy. He's the real mammy. You know your child has an issue and you're not trying to rectify that problem. You're not trying to, get her some intervention or anything. You just running around talking about these retarded songs that you're lying and claiming that you spent $2,000 in the studio to record. You know what I mean? You out there getting yourself caught up with Schedule 4 D's, DRs, UGs. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? It's all about him. He got mad
Yeah.
because I spoke about his child, her hair not being kept up. You know what I'm saying? You should be mad at yourself. And really, he doesn't know how that's probably affecting her and how that's going to mess up her self-esteem. Now, how is it your child is out there and you're not getting her hair retwisted? None of that. And I got a son and he goes and get his locks retwisted. Like, come on, make it make sense.
Hmm.
So go ahead and drag Golden for telling the truth. Go on and drag Golden, nigga. You ought to get your shit together. I ain't never
Yeah.
seen a man who don't care about their little girl looking nice. I remember when I would go to the beauty shop as a little girl, when I would come back, my dad would just be smiling.
Yeah. So I don't know what the end goal of this gonna be, but right now I'm just at a moment in time like As long as he keep talking about threatening people to take them out of here, I ain't got time to be messing with unhinged people, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So it is what it is. And then they gonna
And
be like, oh, it was that girl. She was giving commentary about it every day. I ain't finna be no question about a damn thing. I don't know. You get what I'm saying? I don't want no parts of it. You get what I'm saying? Oh,
yeah,
like just say
yeah,
you're the only person that was doing reaction on it every
right.
day.
And then they'll say, oh, that maybe he felt like it was. But the thing is that nobody's telling him to come to your channel.
No, I'm not even really talking about King. I'm just talking
No,
about in general,
I
like,
get what you
because
mean.
they
Yeah.
be like, well, she know all the tea because she been reporting on them going back and forth from the beginning and whatever. I ain't gonna be questioned by nothing. Okay.
I'm just thinking about it like he'll say that it's harassment, but all you're doing is giving commentary of what you're saying. But why does he keep, and because you have subscribers and we have opinions, why does he keep coming? Why does he keep coming if it's something he doesn't like or want to listen to?
Yeah, I'm not worried about him in that part. That's my freedom of speech. I'm talking about what I saw. But I ain't even talking about that. I'm just talking about what if
Right.
something
I
did
get what you,
happen and go down.
and then
I
you're
get it.
questioned,
Mhm.
and then
I
they
don't know.
question you. I get it.
My phone is not charging. Every time I plug it up, it go down instead of up. If I'm on it, like if I'm on, it's like streaming. But then if I'm not streaming, it actually charge. I don't know what's going on. You
Right,
say you
Bacon.
can.
She did. Vibes had that woman's touch. Vibes is the one who bought his daughter her first bras. He didn't even have enough. Didn't even think. Okay, it might be time for her to start getting some bras. He could have went and took her like to Macy's or somewhere where they fit. Do bra fittings or something to help him or whatever. If he didn't know what to do, you know what I mean. If he didn't know to go get a training bra or something like that, like and Vibes bought her bras. I was just sharing with Vibes, like, what is he going to do if she hasn't already? What is he going to do when it's time to start her cycle? Like he wasn't, like he ain't even like in reality about this. You have this little girl, there's going to be a time when she's going to start a cycle. There's going to be a time when she's going to need a bra. And since he claimed he got a brother with a wife who's pregnant, maybe she need to be over there with her auntie so her auntie can be teaching her these things. I knew that was a lie.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, brother, wife, what brother, what wife? I'm talking about never seen these people or nothing. Like, what the hell?
Never heard of him. He's trifling.
Hmm. Yeah. But I think I'm gonna get off here because my phone going down instead of up, y'all. We already been here 2.5 hours.
Yeah, it's time to wrap it up. It's time to wrap it up. Right, Platt. Yeah, you can go ahead and wrap it up, Vibes, but I'm going to drop down. But right, Platt, he can't even spell commentary.
Hey, honey, I did reply to you in the chat. But thank you so much, Golden, for coming up with me. I appreciate it. I just don't want my phone to go dead on y'all. He said, how do you spell commentary wrong when you want to put it in your phone? Yeah, and capital, made some of the letters capital and all of that. Yeah, and then I want to take something for allergies too, and probably just call it a night. That's what I'm gonna do. Take me something for some allergies, and yeah, hopefully I feel better. I feel fine, but hopefully I sound better tomorrow. Thank you, Joya. Thank you, Platinum. Thank you, everybody, for holding the chat down. I appreciate y'all. Okay. And make sure y'all go over there. When we came live, she went live like 5 minutes before I did. Because I had to move it back. I had to reschedule 5 minutes. But both of us was gonna come live at 1. But so now we gotta go over there and hear the new song that Platinum she went live to play it. I'll share it. When I get off here, I'll share it on my community tab and y'all can hear it, okay? You said, okay, you too, Drea. Have a good night. But let me go, y'all. Have a good night. Okay, see y'all later. And I'm definitely gonna get me something to drink today. Okay. It's my anniversary to freedom. Let me stop being silly. See y'all later, guys.
We done talking, now it's time to log. Ain't no back and forth, I don't argue in blogs. Said what I meant and I meant that clear. Soft voice, sharp truth, cut clean in here. No chaos, no shouting, no drag for free. Just calm, cold facts with a little hot tea. If you came for the mess, baby, this ain't that. This castle built peace, yeah, we handle it flat. Don't wait on a clap back, I don't do performing. I exit with a beat, drop and leave without warning. Grown women talk, this the closeout flow. Where the vibe gets soft, but the pressure still shows. Subscribe if you get it, join if you bold. The membership heat ain't never been told. We spilling that first, real light, real still. But it cut through fake like a whisper will. This ain't petty, this poise, this presence on cue. With a side of eye, peeped it, but I won't move for you. I'm signed off calm, no extra scene. Just lace on my steps and a crown that's clean. So catch me next drop, or don't at all. This castle don't chase, queen answers a call. The vibe don't yell, it just echo right. Now dim the screen down, we done, good night.
Good night, me loves. Thank you so much for coming to the castle tonight. If you enjoyed the vibe, me ask you, subscribe. But if you really want to be part of the family, become a member. That's where the tea spill first. Quiet, clean, and always back. Till next time. Walk good, stay wild.